It is the Jesse Kelly Show. His voice reminds me of my voice, Chris. Well, yeah, it does. Any day. Yeah, it does. What? You're just jealous out there. All right. We're going to get to a couple more things before we get back to emails on the Jesse Kelly Show. Trump. All right, I just defended him about the calling it disloyalty, these pastors who are leaving. Trump also did something else that has his biggest supporters up in arms today. Trump is doing a public event with Lindsey Graham in South Carolina. Lindsey Graham is the swamp personified. Everything you hate about the low-T GOP, it's all stuffed into the body of Lindsey Graham. He's everything that's wrong with what the GOP has been. All bark, no bite, never stands with us on the tough issues. He even stood with them on the $1.7 trillion omnibus bill. He stood against us time and time again. He is the swamp. And so President Drain the Swamp Trump doing an event with him has rubbed Trump's fans the wrong way, to put it mildly. My email inbox is full of Trump fans furious with him for this. Allow me to kind of defend Trump on this. Okay, you know I despise Lindsey Graham. You know I despise the low-T GOP. I do. I hate all these things. Trump is in campaign mode. You can't ask a man to go campaign to be president and at the same time ask a man to never, ever, 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 ever be involved with anybody who's kind of scummy when you have a Republican Party that is scummy to its core. Here's a great example. You know, let's set Trump aside for a moment. Let's talk about me for a second. Here's a great example of this. People, I'm thrilled you love the show. Don't get me wrong. I'm thrilled you love the show. I'm thrilled the show is growing. This is all like a dream for me. So thank you. The show is a huge hit, to put it mildly. Thank you very much for that. Rarely, but on occasion, you will get this from somebody. You will get this. Jesse, I love the show, but I don't know if I can keep listening. It's too many commercials. Buddy, this is not a charity. It's a show you listen to for free. Premier Networks, as much as I love them, they're not a charitable organization. They're a corporation. They're in this to make money. A show you listen to for free is supported by advertising. If you think I can do a show without advertising, then I would argue you're painfully naive and I can't do a show anymore. There is no Jesse Kelly show without advertising, ever. It doesn't exist. There's not some large charitable organization out there that owns the airwaves and they just want me to do it for the right thing. That's not how that works at all. Now, there's not a lot of that, by the way. Don't think that I'm complaining about you complaining. There's not a lot of that. It's just an example of sometimes in life, you got to do some uglier things, all right? Sometimes in life, you have to mingle with some people you wouldn't necessarily want to have to mingle with in order to get where you want to go. Now, I'm not telling Trump to sell out and become part of the swamp, but Lindsey Graham is a well-established senator in the state of South Carolina, okay? He's very sadly has a lot of pull in that state. If you're Donald Trump, you're staring a difficult primary right in the face. And please don't have a problem with that. Ron DeSantis is going to be a very, very tough out for Trump in this primary, especially given Trump's very public stance that he still maintains on COVID, the vaccine, things like that. That is going to hurt Trump severely. Trump has a serious primary challenge. Trump has to lock down important primary states as fast as he can lock them down. Otherwise, he might lose. Remember, the not sexy part of politics, the blocking and tackling, like, I'm glad I used that because football is a great example. You love football. Everyone loves football. What do you love about football? I love the running back juking out somebody in the hole and then going for 60 yards. I want the quarterback dropping back, avoiding people, then throwing a bomb to my super fast wide receiver. I love interceptions. I want to see a sack of the quarterback. Yeah, you know what's more important than all that? Blocking and tackling. The big fat offensive lineman making sure that defensive end who can bench press 8,000 pounds, the big fat offensive lineman trying to stop that guy from tearing off your quarterback's head and throwing it outside of the stadium, he's really, really important. He's actually more important than the wide receiver. It's really, really important. When we think about a presidential run, you think about what? And I think about what? We think about TV ads. Or this is what we all think about. We think about the debates. Oh, that's going to be the big. We'll cover them live on the show. I bet you we'll play the debates live. It's debate night, baby. Woohoo. Trump's going to go after Heavy D. It's going to be name calling. It's going to be great. Woo. But you know what's actually more important than the debates? Locking down a base of support in critical primary states like Iowa and South Carolina. Donald Trump has already run for president once. Twice actually. He's already won the GOP nomination in 2016. That was a crowded field and he won it. This is a human being who understands the blocking and tackling has to be done. No, I don't like Lindsey Graham. I don't like Donald Trump embracing the swamp while saying he's going to drain the swamp. But I don't think you should be too hard on Trump for doing a campaign event with Lindsey Graham in a state he has to have. Trump can't afford to go out there and lose Iowa and lose South Carolina and in a primary, or Trump's going to lose. He's going to lose in a primary. And if you're sitting there right now wearing your MAGA hat, that hurts to hear, doesn't it? But it is true. He's going to lose that primary if he starts losing these important states. So, look, sometimes it's an ugly business, isn't it? You always get to only do the things you want to do in your business to make a living? You only get to hang with people you want to hang with to earn a living? Or do sometimes you have to hang with a piece of trash? You think doing radio for a living and TV for a living, you think I never have to hang with people I don't want to hang with? You know me. You know what I like. You know what I don't like. Now, don't get me wrong. The suits who work here are actually wonderful to me, if I'm being honest with you. But I have to fly to New York City for some big fancy cocktail party with all these different business people. Do you think I genuinely enjoy the company of all the people in that room? No. I got to be there, and I got to do it, or you don't get to enjoy the Jesse Kelly Show anymore. That's simply how life works, and that's how it works at your business, too. That guy next to you in the cubicle next door that blows his nose and farts all day, you enjoying that? No, you're not. It's what you got to do to pay the bills, put food on the table, all right?
Support the First TV today and get instant access to exclusive specials like Who is Ron DeSantis, the history of FBI scandals, and America's worst presidents. Visit thefirsttv.com/support or download the First TV app to become a supporter and start watching today.